Something strange really does happen at the edge of space. And tonight, that is exactly where we are going. Not to shock you, not to impress you, not to overwhelm your mind with facts or urgency, but to slow everything down. What happens there is not violent, it is not loud, it does not announce itself. It does not arrive with light or fire or motion. It arrives quietly, and that quiet has a way of calming the mind when nothing else can. In the next hour, you will begin a slow journey away from Earth, away from schedules, away from the subtle, constant pressure that everything depends on you. There is nothing you need to solve tonight, nothing you need to understand completely, nothing you need to prepare for. You are not late, you are not behind, you are not missing anything important. By the time this journey unfolds, your thoughts may feel lighter, your worries less heavy, not because they disappeared, but because you will see them from a different vantage point, from very, very far away. And there is something else, a gentle gift that comes with this distance. As we move deeper into the universe, a gentle shift begins to happen in the way we perceive our own lives. You may begin to notice, without any force, that you are not the center of everything. And strangely, paradoxically, that realization is deeply comforting. The universe is vast, ancient, patient beyond measure, indifferent in the most peaceful way. And within that cosmic immensity, your problems are finally allowed to rest. They are not dismissed, they are merely placed in a context so large that their weight naturally dissipates. Tonight, we are not searching for answers. We are not trying to arrive anywhere. We are simply allowing the universe to remind us how small and how safe it is to finally let go. Just listen and drift. Most people imagine space as something that begins suddenly, as if there were a clear line, a definitive moment where Earth ends and space begins, as if there were a gate, a border, or an invisible wall waiting to be crossed. But the universe does not work that way. It has no use for our human love of boundaries. There is no wall, no gate, no sudden transition. The air simply becomes thinner and thinner and thinner still, until it almost disappears. Think of it not as crossing a line, but as fading out of one state and into another, like a color gradually blending into the next on a spectrum. Where does blue end and black begin? The answer is nowhere and everywhere. At first, you would not notice the change. Breathing would feel the same, sound would behave the same, the feeling of movement would remain familiar. But slowly, imperceptibly, the sky would begin to darken, not like sunset, but like a deep velvet curtain being drawn very, very slowly. The blue would soften, lose its saturation, and yield to an ever-deepening indigo. At around 100 kilometers above Earth, a distance your car could cover in an hour on a highway, the air molecules become so rare that wings can no longer hold you up. The physics of flight, so dependable here below, simply cease to apply. Lift no longer works here. From this height, you are no longer flying, you are falling.
but you are falling in such a perfect curve with such precise forward speed that you keep missing the ground. This is the secret of orbit. It is not a defiance of gravity, but a sublime cooperation with it. Earth already feels distant. Clouds flatten into intricate, swirling patterns, like latte art on a planetary scale. Oceans curve gently beneath you, revealing the true spherical shape we so often forget. Cities fade into faint glowing textures of light, a map of human presence, not seen as individual struggles, but as a soft collective shimmer. And yet, in cosmic terms, you have barely left home. You are still in the backyard. Even here, far above the atmosphere, Earth still holds on to you. Her gravity does not end suddenly. It does not snap or break or vanish. It weakens slowly, patiently, like the memory of a song fading over time. It follows an inverse square law, a mathematical poetry, meaning its influence diminishes with the square of the distance, but never, theoretically, reaches zero. You are still connected. Satellites and the occasional piece of space debris circle the planet endlessly, not because they are trying to escape, not because they actively resist, but because this perpetual falling is their natural state. They have surrendered to the trajectory. You are not escaping Earth yet. You are only learning how difficult it is, how physically and metaphorically demanding to truly let go. Even our constant companion, the Moon, drifting nearly 400,000 kilometers away in the cold darkness, is still caught and will be for eons in Earth's quiet, unyielding grip. It is tethered by an invisible cord of gravity, forever destined to circle us. Distance, we learn, does not always mean freedom. Sometimes it just means a longer, slower, more elegant arc.
As we push farther, leaving the Moon's orbit behind, we enter the space between planets. Here, the vastness becomes palpable. Silence, stillness, a profound absence of familiar sensation. There is no wind here to feel against your skin, no echo to give you a sense of scale, no up or down to orient your body. But to call this space empty is one of humanity's greatest misconceptions. Space is not empty. It has never been empty. It is a canvas, and the canvas itself has properties. There are atoms here, a mere handful per cubic meter, a diffuse haze of hydrogen and helium, the primordial remnants of the Big Bang. There is radiation, the gentle bath of cosmic microwaves, the echo of the universe's fiery birth, still cooling after 13.8 billion years. There are invisible magnetic fields stretching between stars and galaxies, gently guiding charged particles on immense journeys. There are neutrinos, trillions passing through your body every second, ghostly particles that barely interact with anything, streaming from the hearts of stars. If you could listen to space, it would not be silent. It would have a hum, a soft, constant bass line, the cosmic microwave background radiation translated into sound. A sound so deep and low and pervasive that your conscious mind would eventually mistake it for absolute peace.
This background whisper is the oldest song in existence. It is the echo of creation itself, stretched and cooled to a faint universal sigh. It is a faint reminder that even what we call nothing is still something, that absence still carries a presence, that the void is alive with faint residual memory.
As we voyage past Mars, beyond the asteroid belt, toward the outer giants, distances begin to lose all human meaning. Numbers grow too large to feel real. Light, the fastest thing in the universe, takes minutes to travel between Earth and Mars, then hours to reach the outer planets, then years. Consider this. A message sent from near Jupiter tonight would take over half an hour just to reach Earth. A conversation would be impossible. You would speak, and then you would wait, forced into contemplation, before a reply could ever come. A message sent from the Voyager 1 probe, now in interstellar space, takes over 22 hours to reach us. A signal sent now may arrive long after its sender has forgotten the urgency of its content. In the language of space, distance is not measured in kilometers or miles. It is measured in patience. It is measured in waiting. It is measured in the profound humility of how long something can continue without expecting or even hoping for a response. And as you drift farther from the sun's familiar warmth, other constants begin to bend. Gravity's grip loosens further, but its subtle effects become more apparent. Time itself, that most rigid of our experiences, begins to stretch and warp. This is not philosophy. This is Einstein's theory of general relativity. The presence of mass and energy literally curves the fabric of space-time. Near a massive object like Jupiter, and certainly near the Sun, time actually moves slower relative to a place with weaker gravity. A clock on the Sun would take fractionally slower than a clock on Earth. Time is not the universal metronome we believe it to be. It bends. It flows like a river, faster in some places, slower in others. It is malleable. Near a black hole, the ultimate cosmic paradox, this effect becomes extreme. Time grows so heavy, so laden with gravitational influence, that it nearly grinds to a halt from an outside perspective. Moments linger. Seconds become sticky, reluctant to pass. In such a place, thoughts would slow not from fatigue, but because the very substrate of reality is different. The neural electricity in your brain would literally fire in a different tempo. Awareness would grow quieter, thicker, like moving through a dream. This is where intellectual understanding becomes optional, even burdensome. You do not need to visualize the curvature of space-time. You do not need to comprehend the tensor calculus behind it. The universe does not require your understanding to function. It does not ask to be explained. It simply is. And in this stretch of space, you are granted permission to simply exist within it, without effort, without analysis. You are a point of awareness, adrift in a field of distorted time. And that is enough. We imagine edges because we are finite creatures. We look for endings of stories, of days, of lives, because our own existence is framed by a beginning and an end, birth, growth, change, rest. But the universe, in its grand design, does not seem to share this habit. There is no evidence of a wall, no final boundary, no cosmic stop sign. There is only distance that continues unfolding, no matter how far or fast you travel. It is like being on a vast, calm ocean and sailing toward the horizon. You sail and sail, but the horizon always recedes. You can travel forever and still never arrive. This is what makes the true edge of space so conceptually strange. It is not a place you can pinpoint. It is a feeling, a dawning awareness, the moment you realize deep in your consciousness that there is nothing to reach, nothing to cross, no other side waiting with answers. There is only space itself, expanding, accelerating, patiently and indifferently continuing its march, utterly unconcerned with how far you have traveled or how deeply you want to conclusion. Humans are profoundly uncomfortable with infinity. We crave limits, borders, conclusions. We desire a final answer, a summary, a takeaway message. Infinity offers none of these things. It does not threaten us with menace. It does not challenge us with a puzzle to solve. It simply ignores us. Our needs for narrative and closure are irrelevant to its endless expanse. And somehow, this cosmic indifference, once we stop fighting it, feels heavy and then, ultimately, calming. Because if the universe does not revolve around you, if it has no center, or perhaps is all center, if your existence, however precious, is not the point of it all, then you are profoundly free. Free to rest, free to stop holding the world together with your worry, free to lay down the immense self-imposed burden of cosmic significance.
So we drift. This is the core of our journey. We drift not to arrive, not to conquer or claim, not to fully understand or catalog. We drift to exist for a while within something so vast that it naturally quietens the noisy mind. In this drift, a transformation occurs. Thoughts begin to slow, losing their frantic associative chain. Questions soften from sharp demands into gentle curiosities. The relentless urge to solve, to fix, to optimize loses its urgency and starts to fade. You don't need the answers tonight. The questions can wait. The universe does not ask to be understood by you. It does not demand your attention. It does not need your validation to be magnificent. It simply continues, expanding, unfolding, being. And in its endless continuation, it offers a mirror. Somewhere far behind you now, a pale blue dot continues spinning. On its surface, oceans heave in tidal rhythms they learned from the moon. Clouds shift in complex patterns driven by a star we call the sun. Cities glow and fade with the planet's rotation.
People wake up, make coffee, feel joy and anxiety. Lights turn on, voices fill rooms. Lives are lived in all their beautiful, painful, mundane detail. But none of that needs you right now. Not in this moment. The world turns without your direct intervention. This is not abandonment, it is liberation. From this distance, this astronomical, philosophical, emotional distance, everything in your life becomes smaller. Deadlines shrink to their true size, arbitrary marks on a calendar. Past mistakes soften, losing their painful edges, becoming merely part of a trajectory. Anxieties about the future lose their sharpness, blurring into mere possibilities. This is the true gift of the cosmic perspective.
It is not escape. It is not nihilism. It is proportion. The Copernican principle extended to the soul. You are not the center. Your world is not the center. Your crisis is not the central event of the cosmos. This realization that you are not central, not required to carry the entire weight of your existence every single second, not burdened with ultimate importance, is not an insult. It is the deepest relief imaginable. It is permission to be small, to be temporary, to be a fleeting conscious part of something ancient and ongoing. Your breathing slows to match this rhythm. There is nothing to track on this journey, nothing to anticipate around the next corner, no conclusion you must reach before the video ends. The universe has been here for nearly 14 billion years. It will continue in some form for billions more. And for now, for this quiet hour, it holds you, not with hands, but with silence, not with meaning, but with space. Let your awareness drift like those interstellar atoms. Let the distance wrap around you like a blanket. You do not need to go anywhere from here. You do not need to become anything more than you are in this still point. The universe, in all its strange, silent, indifferent majesty, will still be here when you wake. And so will you. Perhaps a little lighter. Perhaps a little quieter. Perhaps having momentarily touched the edge and learned it was never there. Now, let the images carry you the rest of the way. Let the gentle voice fade into the hum of the cosmos. Your journey is complete, even as it continues. Rest now. Drift.